At this point, which direction we want to go?
Well, if I may,
Yep.
Mr. Chairman. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jim Lillis, and I'm the brand spanking new solicitor for North Cornwall Township. My office is in Spring Township in Berks County, not too far away. And this evening we're convened to commence the hearing on the application of Landmark Builders for PRD. I believe the plan is called Fox Hill. And that's for a purpose of developing about 45 homes on about 54 acres of property. If I may, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to just introduce one exhibit onto the record. I've shown it to Mr. Stanley, and that is the proof of publication, the proof that we advertised in the Lebanon Daily News, and that would be board exhibit number 1. Anybody that wants to come up and look at any exhibit, that exhibit or any subsequent exhibit that's introduced onto the record tonight or at subsequent meetings, you're obviously free to do so. I don't think there's anything too exciting about this one, though. Having said all that, we are here tonight really for purpose of announcing a continuance because of the schedule of Mr. Grob, and I'm not sure what other reason there may be, but Mr. Grob could not be here, and he represents the township at large. And we're looking for a date as soon as possible, and it looks like it would be at the beginning of April, and the board and obviously the applicant would have to check its calendars. While you're doing that, let me ask, besides Mr. Stanley or any other counsel here that wish to enter their appearance. And your name is, ma'am?
I'm not an attorney, but I'm actually a junior. I think I have some questions.
Right. Well, actually, I was asking for attorneys, but since no attorneys stepped forward, let me just hold that thought for a second. Okay, and would the applicant's counsel care to enter his appearance?
For the record, my name is Mark Stanley. I'm a partner with the Lancaster Law Firm of Partner in Riverbaker, and I represent the applicant Landmark Builders, Inc.
Thank you. Now, let me ask, are there any other persons that wish to participate in this proceeding as a party? And your name, ma'am?
It's Ellie Salazar, 2375 First Street, North Cornwall Township.
All right. And I'm not sure, do you have the spelling of that? Okay. Any objection to her as a party?
I would like to continue all proceedings, discussions of party status, any objections or consents to party status, to continue hearing. In light of the request that was made because of Attorney Grob's absence, I do not have any of my experts or professionals here, and if we're going to continue the date, I would like to keep everything at one hearing, or once we start, then the continued hearing.
Okay, well, for notice purposes, I want to make sure that, if possible, that we could recognize parties tonight so that we know who to give notices to in the future. So why don't we reserve judgment? I'd recommend, Mr. Chairman, we reserve judgment on whether you're going to be recognized as an official 100% party to this proceeding, ma'am. But we do want to take note of her name and address so that we can send future notices. Anybody else want to participate in the proceedings? Anybody else want to be recognized as a party? All right. You can hold your fire till next meeting if you'd like to. Yes, ma'am.
Elaine Dibble.
Okay. And what's your address?
My address is 871 Kimberly's Road, Lebanon.
All right.
And regards my parents' property, so I'd like to be involved.
Are your parents sitting there with you? Okay. And would they please introduce themselves? Name and address, please.
I'm Elwood Hauser, 2150 Quentin Road, just across the field here.
Okay. Ma'am?
Ernestine Hauser,
Planning and vegetarian also.
All right, thank you. Anybody else?
Paul Zimmerman, 975A Lincoln Road.
Okay. Thank you.
Would it be appropriate, since we knew what was going to transpire, you did not have our attorney present, see if you would be important enough to put this in on record?
I think you might as well. Yeah.
That's Tom Harlan, Harlan, and he's a Latin, I don't know the other.
All right, well, he'll have to enter his appearance formally next meeting. At that time, Mr. Stanley will have the opportunity to agree or not agree as to whether or not you should be recognized as parties, okay? Anybody else care to be recognized tonight? Okay. I think the next order of business, Mr. Chairman, would be to set a time, place for the next hearing.
Okay. We had discussed April 1st, which was a Tuesday. Bill says he can't make it that evening. Bill, what's your schedule? Is that the only day that works? Mr. Stanley, I'd like to pick more than one date if that's okay with you. Just in case, because we still have to check with Attorney Grab. But right now, Wednesday the 2nd, we'll start with that.
It works for me. Let me check my client.
We don't make it.
I guess if we don't pick a specific date, we'll need to re-advertise.
That is correct.
Okay. April 2nd works for us.
As a potential another date, what about Saturday, April 5th?
This is hard to believe, but I actually have a township meeting on Saturday, April 5th at 8 o'clock in the morning in the township.
We do it in the afternoon. What time would you-
Well, I guess we could do it in the on Saturday afternoon.
I mean, we need
Yeah.
to get it started.
Well, what I would suggest is that we go with April 2nd and announce that tonight. And if in the meantime there is to be a change, we can send notices to the parties here and we can re-advertise. But if we do pick a date and a time and a place right now and we go with that, then there's no need to re-advertise.
April 2nd, if we want to start it at 6 o'clock like tonight's meeting, that would be acceptable to us.
Okay.
And if for some reason the calendars don't work, we can get on the phone and we'll go from there.
Okay. Is that fair enough, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
So everybody here is on notice that this hearing, subject to a motion by the board to follow shortly, will be continued to reconvene on April 2nd at 6 p.m. here at the Expo Center.
Yes. Robin, do you?
You have to confirm that, you know,
So, whether permitted.
Yeah, we would need a motion.
In that case, I'll make a motion that we continue the hearing to Wednesday, April 2nd at 6 p.m. here at the Expo Center. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion is granted.
And if there's no other business, then I would suggest that we adjourn.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting at this point.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, April 2nd.
Thanks for coming. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.